What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Game Week FC. I'm Travis. This is my brother Parker. We're back, and we had a crazy Game Week 7 weekend, and now it's International Break Week, and we have nothing to do. So we're just gonna recap this past weekend, and we're gonna show you our betting records for the weekend, and we did pretty good this weekend, Parker.
Yeah, we sure did. Excited to review those, but let's go ahead and start off with that Saturday morning game with Leeds and Tottenham.
No. We gotta start out with the Friday game, Bournemouth Fulham.
Oh shoot, that's right. I was looking at the screen, not using my
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, that was a fun game. It's it was crazy. The trends were kind of on point this weekend. Bournemouth, it looked like they were going like it looked like Fulham was going to snatch a win from them, and then Semenyo just took the game into control and showed his class.
Yeah, it was a brilliant run, brilliant piece of skill from Semenyo. He's a baller. I mean, Brentford, they're gonna have a tough time holding on to him over this next summer, is my prediction.
Yeah, one of he honestly him and Holland are the best players in the league right now, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah, my FPL team, I just transferred Semenyo in, which I know you're not supposed to buy high, but I couldn't resist.
if Bro keeps on pumping out points, then you may as well.
Yeah,
Um, all right, let's go to the Leeds United Tottenham game. Honestly, surprised that Tottenham got the win here, because they had a game, a Champions League game during the week, and it was exhausting. It was a crazy 2-2 draw, and then they found their energy to go to Leeds and get a win. So I was impressed with that.
yeah, no, I agree, and that's sort of what we talked about last week was that how is Tottenham going to react after the Champions League week? How is Thomas Frank going to react and set up his team? But they looked good enough and they did enough to win this game, so I think it's good signs for Spurs fans going forward.
For sure, they're showing a little consistency.
Yeah, and Kudos got his first Tottenham goal, so
What a guy! What a guy! He
good,
deserves it.
great stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Talk about a team that needs consistency. Manchester United. I'm surprised they got a clean sheet here.
yeah. This one, this game was frustrating for me. I
Yeah,
really thought that Sunderland was going to walk in there and just torture that United back line. But that new young goalkeeper, Lemons,
yep,
Belgian, he
yep.
looked the part. So a lot of times, uh, you know, nerves are high on debuts, and he either people usually play really good or are just nervous and choke. But he played well, so curious to see how he does going forward. I think he's better than Bayendier, so
Yeah,
let's that's one to watch.
yeah. I actually watched this game. I watched the majority of this game, and Sunderland came out kind of flying. They had a chance in the first 5 minutes that they really should have put away, and if they had scored that, that would have changed the game completely. I thought this was either going to be a low scoring, or maybe not low scoring. I thought this was either going to be a tight Sunderland win, or I thought Man United were going to kind of blow the roofs off of Sunderland. And honestly, United, this game probably should have been 4-1, 5-1, something. There should have been more goals in this game because United created some incredible goal scoring opportunities, and Sunderland's keeper made an absolute class save, probably the best save of the weekend that I've seen so far. But kudos to Man United keeping Amarim in the job. Let's move on to Arsenal West Ham. I I was feeling good. The trend that I saw in the head to head between these two teams, West Ham have gone to, like, before prior to this game, West Ham have won at the Emirates. I think it was like 1-0 in both games, something like that. 1-0, 2-0. And it was 0-0 all the way up to like the 40th minute. And I was like, oh my gosh, it might happen. It might happen. But then Arsenal got a goal at the end of the first half, and I was upset. So, and then they weren't going to
Yeah,
mess it
I
up.
thought honestly, I thought this was a really mature performance from Arsenal. Um, Kind of felt like them scoring was just inevitable, and like they had control the whole game. Um, so I think deserved winners need to watch that Odegaard injury. But you know, glad they have Eze in there to pick up the loose pieces while he's out. Um, so yeah, that's one to watch as well.
Yeah. And the difference between Arsenal this year and last year is that Arsenal has depth.
Yeah,
And this game, like you said, this game is proof of that. Martin Odegaard goes down. They have good backups to come in the game and still provide quality. So Arsenal, I don't want to say it, but they look like the best team in the league right now.
they look like title contenders, and
Yeah.
that's not. I don't think there's anything taboo about saying that.
Yeah. It's to be said if they, find a way to win it this year, but it'd be funny if they didn't, but I don't know. They look pretty consistent at the moment. Let's move on to Liverpool, who have lost a little bit of their consistency. Honestly, I kind of knew this was going to happen. We kind of talked about it at the beginning of the season. I don't think Liverpool is as good as people think they are, and I think the odds. I mean, brand new players, kind of a new team. It's going to take time to gel.
Yeah, and I think very early on in some of our early videos, we talked about, when is the luck going to run out with the late goals? Admittedly, it ran out a little quicker than I than I thought, but this is three straight losses. As a Liverpool fan, are you hitting the panic button yet, or are you cool, calm, and collected?
I wouldn't say panic button. It's just when you they tripped and fell against Crystal Palace, and they fell down a hill and they just kept rolling. They had to fly to Turkey to play Galatasaray. That's not ideal. Literally right after they lost a heartbreaking game against Crystal Palace, just kept rolling downhill. Then they had to come back to England, play against a Chelsea team that like they played a home Champions League game and won. They were well rested. It was just, I mean, it was just downhill rolling. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I'm panicking, but I do need to see this team start gelling. Um,
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's another thing. Like, you bring in $400 million worth of new players. Like, obviously, it's going to take time for that team to gel.
yeah,
But on a different note, on the back of three straight losses, um, you either want a big game or your arch rival, or both. And so Liverpool's next game, Man United, I think it's coming at the right time for Liverpool. Maybe not so much United. Maybe both. Maybe they both need just a big rivalry game to kick on their seasons. So I think that'll be a big one after the break.
yeah, that'll be interesting. I kind of lean towards a draw, honestly, in that matchup. Um, but kudos to Chelsea for getting the win. They created a lot of good chances, and they deserve to win. So let's move on to Everton Crystal Palace. I was almost certain this game was going to be ending in 1-1 until Jack Grealish wins it
I don't know how
in
much
the.
you knew about it.
That was unbelievable.
You
We'll
got to be
show
in the
you
right spot though.
we'll show you in a second, guys. So Parker had Tyno bet Crystal Palace, and I had Tyno bet Everton, and Crystal Palace scored first, and I saw it, and I was like, damn, I should have taken Tyno bet Crystal Palace. And then Everton equalized late, kind of late, and then they just started pressing, and Jack Grealish got a scrap goal at the end. Would have been an electric game to go to, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, great. It was a great game to watch. Yeah, good stuff. Great drama.
Yeah. Um, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. This game was very disappointing for me because I took both teams to score in this game. You took Newcastle money line. I should have known, dude. I mean,
They're
Nottingham.
playing at home, man. St.
Yeah,
James Park is a fortress.
Newcastle is one of the best defensive teams in the league. Ange Postecoglou, dude, what? He might be the worst manager in in England. I don't know. I mean,
He's already on the hot seat. I mean, he just started. He hasn't won a game yet.
yeah, dude, like he's trying to come into Nottingham Forest with the players that he has. He's trying to play whatever wild like three back system, 3-5-2, 3-4-3, whatever. And it just you can't just convert that Nottingham Forest team that had it going last year. Literally just stick to what you had. That's all you had to do, Nottingham Forest. And instead of sticking to what you had, you went and bought all these unnecessary players and tried to, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I feel like they started the season off really well, and then everything unraveled with Nuno and Malinakis, and it just,
Yeah.
I think their season is destined for disappointment at this point. I think I'd be surprised if Ainge still had a job come Christmas. I think they'll have to get someone, a caretaker in just to keep them up. Um,
Yeah.
it's worrying times at Forest.
I mean, just poor decision making by Nottingham Forest. They 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 were so they acted. I mean, a lot of this is because of the owner. They wanted to take that next step in Europe, and they wanted to take the next step. They wanted to, get up and stay up in the league, and they did too much. They were too desperate. They should have just, you know, kept the chemistry that they had. But I don't want to get too much into Nottingham Forest because it makes me upset. I thought they were at least going to score a goal in this game. But whatever. Not going to bet on Forest anymore. Wolves, Brighton, this was just a game that happened this weekend. Um,
I think we kind of said that in our best bets video. Like, yeah, this game is
yeah,
definitely not going to be featured,
yeah,
but
it
it's
happened.
happening.
This game took place.
And I mean,
Um,
honestly, the result it just fits that bill, really.
yeah, I mean, Brighton's the better team, but Wolves needed something. They needed points, so they got a draw. So happy for them. I hope they do better, but they're still just trash.
Yeah,
Um, As Aston Villa, Burnley. I got what I wanted in this game, and that was both teams scoring.
I did not. They had to let in that goal. They just had to do it. I felt so good about 1.5. I feel like I started to score, started getting their winning mojo, which I guess technically they did both things, just not the amount that I needed, and that's okay. Glad to see Villa back in the win column.
Yeah, I think they're picking up steam. So
Yeah,
hopefully we'll
yeah,
see.
we'll
We'll
keep
see how they
tabs
do.
on the villains.
Yeah, we'll see how they do coming off international break. But Brentford last game. Brentford hosted Man City. I live bet Brentford to get a result. I should have known that Pep Guardiola was just too smart for who's Brentford's coach?
They got the ex-player.
Yeah, I don't know,
I can
but
see his face. I can't think of
yeah,
his name.
my takeaways from this game is that City's defense. Donnarumma has turned this City team into a much better defense, and I can absolutely see them going on a run now. I mean, Donnarumma adds, he's better technically. He's a good technical keeper. He can help them possess the ball. He has confidence. He can make saves. And I think that's going to be crucial for City defensively going forward. They did lose Rodri to an injury here, and that will, I'm not sure how that's going to affect them. But yeah,
Yeah, well, on Donnarumma, the consensus when they signed him was that he's not technical whatsoever. He does not like having the ball at his feet. He's not a Pep Guardiola type player, but he's the best shot stopper in the world. Asterisk, I think Courtois is better, but beside the point. Top tier goalkeeper, and quite frankly, I think that's what City needs. I think Ederson was started to get too cute with it, and he was never a great shot stopper. And they started to leak goals when the defense started to become frail. So Donnarumma is the greatest insurance policy that Guardiola could have
yeah,
purchased. So,
yeah.
um, and I believe you said that, oh, this is not a game Holland's going to score in. So
Yeah,
let's get that one on tape.
yeah, I'm
Um,
upset about that. The dude is just built different. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a game that he was going to score two, three goals. He snuck one, and that was the only one they had. But the dude's just a machine. Um, Nothing else to say. I captained him in my fantasy team, so I did have faith in him there. Um, but yeah, yeah, just a good win for City. They kept a clean sheet against a good Brentford team at home. Or not, I wouldn't say a good Brentford team, but just a Brentford team that hasn't lost at home all season and until this weekend. So
they broke the G Tech barrier.
I know. Of course, they break it the only time I bet on Brentford. So happy about that. Let's go look at our records here. This is what we've been waiting for. So we actually had a very good weekend. Both positives. We both ended in positives. Really, I mean, very close to going undefeated. Going back to that City game, I had Phil Foden to score or assist. I want to say he took 7 shots in the game. I think he had the most shots in the league, like for this weekend. I'm pretty sure he had the most shots this
Wow.
weekend, and he couldn't make anything happen. So that ruined my. Well, I didn't ruin it, but if he had gone, it would have really helped my round robin parlay, which was doing pretty well. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. 7-2-1 is a phenomenal record.
yeah,
Um, I like you said. We'll go into our best bets. My best bet, Sunderland. Like you said, they had the early chance. They had another late chance. Ball flash across the middle. I think it was Brobby came on, and just I wish he had anticipated it a little bit better. But outside of those chances, um, it's pretty cut and dry for Lemons. But
yeah.
yeah, great weekend. But our best bets have missed again. So
Guys, you might just want to fade our favorite bets, honestly.
Yeah,
because
maybe so.
they have not been doing well. I keep meaning to keep record of our favorite bets, but I don't think I want to. Um,
We need to see it. The people need to see it. We need to be held accountable for our actions.
I suppose, but I like the look of our overall records at the moment. It's really interesting. 36-30, and then
Yeah,
you're
it's
30
wow.
and 36.
It's pretty
And
crazy.
four pushes, which is crazy. Just a mirror of each other. Um, but yeah, it was really interesting this weekend. The trends, the head-to-head trends, a lot of them hit, um, which I was very pleased with. I'm gonna keep looking for those, but it's tough to. Soccer is one of the hardest bets or hardest sports to bet on. It's just so unpredictable. So to go to have a winning weekend is pretty nice. It's pretty tough to do.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Looking forward to the conclusion of this international break. Obviously, we'll find out a couple more teams that will qualify for this summer's World Cup. So that'll be exciting, and then we're right back in the thick of it.
yeah, something to think about after these in game week 8. You know, all these players coming back from international break. Obviously, you want to see who's healthy and like see who's traveling from where. There's a lot of teams flying to the United States, a lot of teams flying to like Asia. So honestly, that weekend it wouldn't be bad to bet on unders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, a lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these European guys have your UEFA World Cup qualifying, so they are just traveling within Europe. Obviously, if, some of them are having to go to,
True.
you know,
True.
Turkey or
Yeah.
Belarus. That's a little bit of a haul,
Yeah.
uh,
First
but
half.
yeah, I mean,
First
yeah,
half
but yeah.
unders.
So some of these South American guys too, like that's a haul.
Yeah, just getting back into the Premier League routine might be a little awkward. So I might target first half unders when we get back from break. But you know, upset that we don't have Prim to watch in the mornings. But we still have college football, don't we? We still have college football.
We'll be
American
we'll be
cool
plenty
place.
entertained.
Yeah. But all right, guys, that's all we got. Appreciate you watching the video. Enjoy your week. I know it's going to be tough without Prim, but enjoy your week. And as always, guys, like, subscribe. It means the world to us. We enjoy making these videos for you guys. Hope you enjoy them as well. And yeah, adios.
Catch you later.